Welcome to Marketing Madness. This is episode number 25, and we're talking about how to set a marketing budget.
What's up, fish fans? We're back again. I'm Rhen, this is Marcus, and today we're talking about how to set a marketing budget. We think that anybody from a mom and pop to $1 million corporation should have a strategy and a marketing budget to dominate the market, right?
Yeah, absolutely. We find that most companies really don't have a good grasp of what a marketing budget should look like. And as a matter of fact, a lot of companies don't even set aside any money for marketing. They either don't believe in it or they just don't understand what it is. They don't understand why it's important to their business. So we're going to talk a little bit about all that stuff today.
Most owners tend to believe that a good product or service is going to sell itself. Well, this is not the case. Imagine building this huge mansion but no roads to it. Who's going to find you? So it's important to leverage the power of marketing and all that comes with that and have a good strategy, right?
Yeah. It's important to set goals for yourself too. One of the benefits of digital marketing is that you can actually measure many of the actions that we're taking and find out what works best for you. So it's important to set some of those goals out and then set yourself up to actually achieve those goals.
Well, the question they're asking is, that's all cool, Marcus, but how much should I be spending based on my current revenue model or my business model?
Sure. So that depends on a lot of different things. In general, the SBA, and this isn't Bluefish, but the Small Business Administration says that most businesses below $5 million should be spending 6 to 8% of their total revenue on marketing. And I spoke very slowly there because I think that's extremely important. Now, there's some other factors that are going to come into play there. It's going to depend on what industry you're in, whether it's highly competitive, whether it's retail. It also depends on whether you're growing the business or whether you're just maintaining the business, and so on and so forth.
And like he said, you got to get really granular and jump into your business and really know your business, because being ignorant to your revenue model is only going to cause failure down the road. Now, in some cases, in the beginning, it's going to be extremely important to really ramp up that market. And again, we're quoting the SBA, Small Business Administration, and they have suggested that in the beginning of a young and immature business, you can spend as much as 15 to 20% to really drill the market and try to penetrate your target audience. And as what we would call an account, but you would call my business, matures over time, it's important to really take and assess your marketing budget, your strategy, and then kind of, in a perfect world, come down with that and try to go for fine tuning, and that would be 7 to 10% of total gross revenue.
Absolutely. So it's really important to spend that money wisely, though. I mean, this is not money that you're just blowing. This is very targeted, very specific spends on specific areas to reach your target demographic. So if you're doing this wisely, then you're actually seeing a benefit from spending this money. And so it's actually really just an investment in the business to increase additional revenue, right?
So you got 15 to 20, you got 7 to 10, but again, you're asking us, well, where are the crucial elements? How should I be spending this and allocating this marketing budget? We believe you got two different, it's a twofold problem, right? Number one is going to be brand development. That's your logo, your website, any print materials, any sales or blogs materials,
business
cards. And on the second side of that is going to be your actual advertising campaign. And that's where you're spending dollars to put your message in front of your consumers' faces. And how you balance that allocation of those funds is really going to be up to your product, your service, and the market. The market's going to be kind of a end-all. It's going to be
a big
determining
indicator
factor
of that. So, but knowing how much you have to spend is crucial. So it's not uncommon for us to sit with somebody and then they're like, yeah, but how much does it cost? And it's almost, it's almost a chicken or the egg kind of scenario. Like, we can build websites for X dollars or X dollars, right? So we've built websites for, several $1,000s all the way up to $50,000. And there are plenty of websites that have been built that have cost millions of dollars. So knowing how much you have to spend is crucial, because it will dictate how much time and energy and effort the agency that you're working with can actually spend to make that look like a more mature product for you.
Right. And something that we found extremely important is having a plan on quantifying your investment and being able to gauge that ROI. You want to know, if I'm putting $50 into a Facebook ad, that it's going to bring me 100 back in an ideal world, right? Because if you're not measuring it, who is? Because that agency or those vendors that you're engaged with, they'll suck you dry. They'll take every penny they can if you're not measuring it accurately, right?
Absolutely. And we like to be held accountable just as much as the next guy. So, but be aware that there might need to be some flexibility in that plan depending on what you find once you get started. So if you're working with somebody that's doing some A/B testing, so they're testing images on posts or headlines or colors on your website and so on and so forth, that depending on the plan that's put forth, you may need to be flexible and pivot, right? Golden rule of business ownership is pivoting and making decisions. So they may have to pivot in one direction or another to increase your chances of actual, like better conversions and higher return for those investment dollars.
Right. At the end of the day, there's one person that's responsible for your business, and that's you. You're responsible for
Absolutely.
the culture, the growth, the leadership. Everything falls to the person that's at the top.
No pressure.
But anyway, guys, and then, just be a practitioner. It's a business. It's going to take work. It's not going to be easy. You're going to have to be in the grind every day, marketing yourself, marketing your brand, right?
Right.
And it's not going to happen overnight, is it?
No.
How many years you got in?
Well, a lot. That was a senior moment happening right there.
Boom.
Yeah. No, I would just end with this. Don't be afraid of spending that money. You have got to start somewhere. So set a budget, test the waters, make sure that things are being done appropriately as far as measuring goes, and just execute. But you've got to start somewhere. To not spend any money on marketing, you're just cheating yourself and cheating your business.
Henry Ford has a famous quote: a business owner that stops spending money on advertising is like a fool that stops a clock to save time.
Yeah.
So, but spend the money, but be smart about it, right?
Absolutely.
Good deal.
Go ahead.
Yeah, that wraps us up for today. If you're on Facebook, please give us a like and a share. YouTube, subscribe. And again, we're looking for topics. So if there's something out there that you want to know more about, Marcus is just full of great wisdom, right?
He's just looking for a raise.
We'll be happy to jump in there and kind of dive in and give our thoughts on it, right?
Awesome.
All right, see you next time. Thanks, guys.
Bye.
It's mixed on the beat.
Oh yeah, we were gonna set a what are we gonna call the people, the fish fans?
The fish fans?
Yeah,
Are
I
you
like
fish
that.
fans? A school of fish?
I like that. You ready?